Guy hitting you in the head with ideas he hopes will keep you on your knees while he feeds lies to his monstrous ego. That is why when you march on the streets with your placards demanding for freedom, tyranny will march against you and demand for your life. Unlike Martin, Malcolm, and Nelson, Solo Sandeng paid that price. Because few men understand that bad men are not bad men until they bend the will of every man, love freedom more than they fear death. Some men understand that sometimes sacrifice is a one-way ticket and they still get on that flight. Some men will murder dishonesty in cold blood, park him underneath the ground and tell the kind of lies that turn leaders into monsters. Some men, those men are the nightmares that keep tyrants and dictators awake all night, because all it takes to burn down a kingdom of lies is one honest man willing to die for the truth. Some men dare to dream. Some men have hope. And maybe hope is nothing but a loan that we owe to a guy named Tomorrow who lives in a place called the future. But his promise is the legend that gives meaning to human life. And what is life without meaning? What is life without purpose? Solo died because in a country of more than 2 million people, one lie grew so big that good, honest men have to trade their honor for breadcrumbs. He died because we remained silent for so long that we forgot the taste of liberty and the feeling of freedom. He died because in 1994, a little monster walked into our house and we kept him in a room. We fed and raised him without question, and when he grew big enough and started killing, we had forgotten that we had the right to say no. Solo died. Solo died because we killed a little bit of ourselves every time we voted for that monster. Every time we praised that monster. Every time we lied against our fellow countrymen for that monster. Every time we changed the law for that monster. Every time we broke the law for that monster. Every time we made the law for that monster. And all the times we remained quiet while that monster broke and violated the fundamental human rights of our people. Solo died so that you could be free. But are you? Solo died so that someone like me can recite a poem like this standing here. Because freedom is not free, and Solo understood that. Because few men understand that bad men are not bad men until they bend every man to their will, and most men will bend to the will of corrupt power. But some men love freedom more than they fear death. Some men understand that sometimes sacrifice is a one-way ticket and they still get on that flight. Some men will murder dishonesty in cold blood, park him in a box, bury him under a cave, and proudly kiss the executioner's barrel because they would rather sleep 6 feet underneath the ground than tell the kind of lies that turn leaders into monsters. Some men, those men, are the nightmares that keep tyrants and dictators awake all night, because all it takes to burn down a kingdom of lies is one honest man willing to die for the truth. So are you most men? Or are you some men? Because Solo died so that you could be free. And no one here is free. Rest in peace.